just gonna say, welcome to Axel's Garage. I'm Grandma Rose.
Axel's Kitchen.
Axel's Kitchen.
I don't know how to say that.
In English.
Oh. Welcome to Axel's Kitchen. Me chiama Grandma Rose. Today I'm going to make an Axel's Kitchen Cassateddi.
Okay.
In English, it's like a apple turnover.
All right. Say.
I'm going to throw this at him, you know? Today, in Axel's Kitchen, we're going to make Aunt Josie's Cassateddi. And these are it.
Hey, it's Rob, and we're in Grandma's kitchen at Axel's Kitchen. And we're in Grandma Rose's kitchen. It's a little tough to video in Grandma Rose's kitchen, so I'm going to have the camera in my hand most of the time. But we are making, what are we making?
Cassateddi.
Say it nice.
Grandma.
Cassateddi.
We are making Cassateddi, which, from the best research I could do, is a pastry. They call it an Italian hand pie pastry. I don't know. Cassata is the word that I've been able to find, but I'm getting yelled at when I use that word because they says it's called Cassateddi. Now, where did this come from, Grandma?
Italy. Sicilian.
Okay. Let me put the camera.
40 inches.
Those are very small.
We know.
These here are small because we're just practicing on the machine. It's better than rolling it.
How do we normally do it? We normally roll it.
Yeah.
So why are we using a machine now?
Because
Who's going to roll it?
What do you mean, who's going to? That's the way we make them, though.
Why can't we use a machine?
Why can't we do them the way that we've always
We're
done
doing the cinnamon sugar on all of them, don't you worry.
Got to make them all one shape, like a half a moon, otherwise your father will have to fit.
All right, where'd these come from?
Sicily.
And who started making them? Maybe
Daddy,
you moving your
Aunt
ass right
Josie.
in front of the camera.
Dad, I'm trying to do
Talk
them.
like that. Aunt Josie is the one that brought this into the family. If there's any holes, you
Nice.
And how do you say it? Say it nice.
Cassateddi.
And how would you spell that?
Cassada.
See, yeah, okay, all right. All right, so spin your chair to me, Ma, a little bit, and explain what it is.
It looks like, it's supposed to look like an apple turnover, only there's cheese in it and chocolate.
Turn the other way a little bit, Pat.
Yeah, but I gotta help them over
You're making
here.
this difficult for me.
Don't make them square. It's gotta be like an apple turnover.
Alright, this is a waste of my time.
What's it?
This.
You don't like the machine?
I like the machine, but it's not.
You got 8?
Yes, I have 8.
Well, you gotta roll this a little bit. Just a little bit.
I'm making them into raviolis.
No, we're
No, your father don't want that.
It's fine. You can make them small. I don't mind making them small as long as they're
Go ahead.
right.
All right, now make this in order. Go ahead. Don't give her too much dough. Don't make it square, honey.
I won't.
Make like an egg.
lot better.
You cut them, you just pull them apart.
Is that alright?
Mm-hmm.
You could see better than me, you're standing up. If one side is too big, you could always cut it off.
No. Did it mess
All right,
up?
now tell us what's in the mixture. When you make the mixture, what do you do?
I have a 3-pound can of ricotta, 2 tablespoons of sugar, and a whole shaved Hershey bar.
That's it?
That's it.
And you just mix it up really good?
No, you don't have mix it up really good. You just fold everything in that it should be thick, not watery. When you mix it too much, when you mix it too much, it gets liquid. You don't want that. Help her make that.
All right, now the dough.
The dough is flour, yeast,
We don't
not
have any,
yeast,
no yeast.
baking powder, 3 eggs, 8 cups of flour.
How much baking powder?
Steve, you're not making me concentrate on the thing.
How much baking powder?
3 tablespoons of baking powder. That's got to be rolled a little bit.
So now why are we using the machine? You usually don't use a machine, right? You usually just roll it with the rolling
Because we have
pin?
until 12 o'clock that they gotta leave. You do it the day before, not the same day that you have. Okay,
I took a shower.
4.
okay,
I don't know what I'm wearing.
go ahead.
So Amanda, about how thick are you rolling these out?
It says 4 on the machine, but I'm gonna go with a quarter, an eighth of an inch.
Could that be the millimeter numbers?
It's possible. I don't think so though.
You think it's an eighth?
An 8 is like a rolling pin, like give it a good roll.
So a little thinner than an eighth, maybe?
I guess. There.
Did you cut it?
You could make 2 out of that.
Yeah. Make it one big one and one little one.
See, you don't have to do this on itself like that, just do around it.
Okay.
That's what makes it square.
I don't know how you guys do this.
Oh, just press hard.
That's it. Now you don't have to go over it a second time. Pull it.
That's where you mess it up, is when you do it the
So
second.
when you go over it a second time, it mushes it back together. So here's the ones that have been made already. They kind of look like big ravioli.
They're supposed to look like oversized ravioli. And we gotta...
You said apple turnover before.
Yeah,
You're confusing my viewers.
oh, yeah, apple turnovers, exactly.
But small apple turnovers.
Yeah.
Big ravioli.
Give it a roll.
Amanda, what do you think? Big ravioli, small apple turnovers.
Correct.
Okay.
Go.
All right, so while they continue to make them, over here we have vegetable shortening. It's not whipped cream, that's vegetable shortening. In a pot, heating up,
Okay.
because they're gonna get deep fried. So to recap this madness, we have our filling, which is ricotta cheese, sugar, chocolate, Hershey chocolate. It's got to be Hershey chocolate, because Hershey originated in Italy, didn't you know? What else is in there? Sugar? What'd you say was in there?
Sugar, ricotta, chocolate.
Go ahead.
That's it. Sugar, ricotta, chocolate, lightly stirred together. Don't over stir it, because then it gets watery apparently.
Yes.
All right. And we got that in a pot with a teaspoon to make your quantities.
Do it again.
All right. And then we got the dough.
Okay.
The dough's got, what's the dough got?
The dough has
Water, flour,
3 eggs.
3 eggs.
3
A
eggs,
little bit of sugar.
a little bit of sugar in the dough,
Yep. A little bit, like 2 tablespoons.
a little bit of sugar in the dough, and what else?
Baking powder.
Baking powder, we got that.
Eggs. You got that?
Eggs,
That's it.
okay.
3
And
eggs.
Crisco?
Yes. 3 heaping tablespoons.
3 heaping tablespoons of what?
Crisco.
Crisco.
Ask Grandma about the
It's
heaping
not-
tablespoons.
All right, we're getting a little confusion on this dough recipe.
No,
'Cause
towards you.
what would you call this kind of dough, Grandma?
Pastry dough.
Pastry dough. Why am I getting yelled at? Okay, so to start with the pastry dough, how much flour?
You put 7 cups on the board and a cup on the side.
Okay, 7
8 total
cups.
cups.
All right, flour.
Yes.
Next.
Next goes Crisco. No, baking powder.
How much?
Baking powder is 2 tablespoons.
Yeah.
2
2
tablespoons.
tablespoons, but they have to be like topped off, like
Level.
even level. Spoons.
Okay. Then,
Then you mix in the Crisco.
how much?
3 heaping tablespoons. She'll yell at you if they're not big enough.
Heaping. Okay, next.
Then you like mix it with your hands to get out all the lumps. To like
So you de-lump with your hands.
de-lump with the hands. Then you make a well in the center of the
Okay.
pile. Put 3 eggs
3 eggs in the well.
in the well with 2 tablespoons of sugar.
You dissolve
Okay.
the Crisco as though
We're
you
not up to that yet.
Yes, she just said that.
Is this enough?
Yes.
Should I roll it?
You
All
just
right,
roll it a
after
little
the
bit.
eggs.
After
in the
the
well.
eggs, you
And the
whisk,
sugar.
whisk the eggs around
In the well.
in the well.
Okay.
Then you add water.
Yes, then you add water as you're kneading with your hands, and you add as much water as you think.
As much water as you think
Yes.
to get it to a nice doughy dough.
Yes, and then you can add the cup of flour on reserve as if it gets too wet.
Oh, so as it's sitting, if it's get wet,
So should I
you
like
can
not
always add a little flour or wet your hands to add a little water?
Yes.
Okay.
Or do it with the
Now, normally we roll it out completely,
I'm gonna try this.
right?
Correct.
Okay.
But today, Grandma wants to change the recipe always and have a machine.
Don't blame Grandma. It was Grandma mentioned the machine. It was my idea to go get it from the basement.
Okay. So the machine was your idea.
Yes.
Why do we do things differently every time? Every time we make a recipe that we've been making forever, we do it differently for some reason. All right. So now we take about a heaping
Another
teaspoon of the mixture.
Not really a heaping. It depends on the size of your dough.
Well, the size that we're making is how much you put in it.
Just a teaspoon.
Just a teaspoon. These are like ravioli size. These are smaller than they usually are. These are much smaller than they usually. They're like this big.
But the
apples
small
run over
ones
big.
I
Now-
think are better.
Now we're doing small ones. And I'm not opposed to the small ones.
Because everyone throws out half a Cassateddi every year.
Go ahead.
All right. So, teaspoon
Yeah.
in the large ravioli sized shell that we're making. They're using a pastry cutter to cut it off, and then using a fork around the edge to really make sure that it's tight together. They make a bunch of them. While they make a bunch of them,
Okay.
the Crisco or the vegetable shortening is in a pot, and that's getting hot to about 375 degrees, and up, almost 400, 375 to 400. It's got it frying. You deep frying. So whatever your normal deep fry procedure is, but you're going to do it in vegetable shortening, not in fry oil. And then we're going to deep fry these until they're golden brown. When they come out of the deep fryer, they get sprinkled with a cinnamon sugar mix, and then they're allowed to cool. Right?
Yes.
I'm going good? The cinnamon sugar mix is important because for some reason we forgot that it had a cinnamon sugar coating on them, and we just left them naked with, what do we put? We put a little confectionery sugar on them.
Where's his what it looks like?
The cinnamon and sugar, right? Cinnamon and sugar.
Don't spill it.
So anyway, for years we forgot that we used to put this on.
Grandma didn't forget. She neglected to tell us.
Oh, see, Grandma doesn't like the cinnamon sugar, so she, said, "Oh no, you just sprinkle some confectionery sugar on it, and that's it." But I remembered there was something missing because I remember when I was a kid, I used to get sticky hands from eating them, and that's because of the cinnamon sugar. Apparently, Grandma doesn't like cinnamon sugar, so she left that out of the recipe for like 5 years.
Axel's garage robs childhood home.
What's the matter with my child? This is my childhood kitchen.
I know, but instead of seeing Axel's kitchen, you see Axel's mom's kitchen.
We see Grandma's kitchen, and Grandma's kitchen's a lot tougher to video in.
That's a little kitchen.
So here's Emily rolling through the machine. And what number are you coming up with?
8.
8 and then a 4?
8
And then
no,
a
wait,
4.
no, go back to the 8. Whoops.
So you're doing an 8, folding it over?
And an 8.
So 2 8s. 8 folded 8.
Correct.
And then what?
4.
So what was that just now?
8. 8 folded 8. Now we're doing 4.
Well, I caught in at the middle. I wanted to know. Everybody's in a mood this morning. Now you're at 4?
Yes. Oh, 5. Leave it. Go.
Emily has trouble counting from all the way to 4, so she,
That's fine.
all right. So there's our dough. Now that's enough dough for how much, Emily? You're in the way.
Nope. Use that one. 2.
You gonna make 2 out of that piece of dough?
This one? Yeah.
Can you use 2?
No. That has like chocolate in it.
Can you use a bigger knife, or is that the right size knife?
It's a little large.
See, that wasn't even a full teaspoon. Here you go.
I do it on purpose.
Okay, so you do like 2 half teaspoons.
I don't want
instead
it.
of just
Don't want it to be too big. I think I'm gonna go this way with this one. It's about my hand, 5 by 5-ish, I think. Now I'm taking a teaspoon, doing a little bit at a time. I guess it's about a full teaspoon by the time I'm done. I don't like to do a lot just in case. You fold it over, and you pat down the edges around where the filling is. And we have this little pastry cutter thingy. Cut around it to shape it like a ravioli-ish, apple turnover, sort of. Then you take fork, press the edges. Not all the way through so you cut it, but enough to seal it.
I'm doing this the right way.
Good.
All right, so what are we doing here?
We're frying them.
1 at a time?
2 at a time.
2 at a time. Now, when do we put it in the sugar? As soon as it comes out, or we let it sit for a minute?
We let the grease come out a little bit and then we put it in.
Drain them a little bit, and then we put them in the sugar.
All right. This is going right now. Oh, good.
What are you doing?
Oh, no.
I did a really good job on myself.
Keep going.
So while Grandma fries them, and I get yelled at, I'm going to take them after they sit for 30 seconds tops on a paper towel draining. Then I put them in the bath of cinnamon and sugar. Shake off the excess and then put them on the final baking sheet covered in paper towels just to let any extra oil drip out. These aren't a greasy thing. They're usually served either warm or room temperature. But it's not like a greasy carnival kind of deep fried doughy thingy-majiggy.
See, your father used to fry. Now I got the job.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I would have fried. You fried. I'm sugar.
See, you can't put 2 in at one time because then there's no room for it to roll over.
You said 2 at once.
I'm trying, but it didn't work. Started to open.
Hold it.
That's all done. That's my stick.
What? What's your pastry? Oh, it's good.
All right, right, so as we pulled them out of the fryer, each by each, they went on the paper towels just quickly, 30 seconds tops, and then they gotta go into the cinnamon sugar, because if you leave them on the paper towels too long and they cool, the cinnamon sugar doesn't stick. So you really need two people at your fry station. You need a person at your dough rolling and a person at your making. So this is definitely best with an assembly line type project, right?
It is.
All right, but anyway, so everybody has sugar. You're gonna put them on a baking sheet, sort of standing up like we have them here, and you put some paper towel down so that any excess oil drains off, and now they got the sugar and stuff, but now they gotta wait, right? What is this? This is the 23rd today?
Yes.
Uncle Stephen's birthday today.
Yeah, we gotta
Oh,
pull
yes.
up.
23rd. So we're gonna have these the first time Christmas Eve night, and then the second time on Christmas Day. They need to, because there's cheese in them, right? They need to be cool. So you let them cool, and we put them in a box. A lot of times we use shirt boxes, you know, like from a gift that you would put like a dress shirt in for a gift. So paper towels in the box in a cool place. They don't necessarily have to be refrigerated, depending on where you live. If it's cold outside, we could stick them in the garage, right? They just need to be cool. What, like under 50 degrees?
Yes, it's gotta
Right?
be cool,
Cool.
and dry.
Doesn't have to be refrigerated, but if you don't have a cool place, if you live in one of those one places, lucky you, and you put them in the refrigerator. And then you're going to take them out, because serving them warm is best, room temperature, or maybe a little warmer than room temperature. I like them, you know, like 5 minutes in the toaster oven at 350, you know, and they're a little bit warm. We're going to show you what one looks like on the inside, all right, before we wrap it up. So it's the shirt boxes. That's what Amanda's doing now. She's actually got a copy paper box that she's lining with paper towels, and we're going to put them in there, and that's how we're going to store them. All right, here's our one nice, pretty sample that came out. We put a little confectionery sugar on it when we were done, and now I can take it and I'll cut it in half. Show you what it looks like on the inside.
Oh, that looks delicious. It
All right.
looks like a
So it's got a little bit of chocolate. It's got some cinnamon sugar on the outside. Emily, come on over. Give it a shot. See what you think. Emily, come on over.
I don't want to.
Amanda, you want to come over right now?
I'm gonna eat the one that's on Emily's nose.
All right, Amanda, come on over. Give it a shot. See how we did.
Why
this
did I
year.
get the nose?
Because you were being difficult. That's why you got the nose.
I got my nose.
Good. Nailed it. Nailed it. All right. As we were talking about these things,
When we chocolate.
as we were talking, would you like a bite of your nose,
No.
Grandma?
No,
You don't want Emily's nose one? All right. Well, as we were talking about these things, what we realized is it's got a creamy mixture on the inside, right, with some chocolate, and it's got a pastry on the outside that was deep fried, and then it's got some powdered sugar and cinnamon sugar on the outside. This is an Italian fried Oreo. It's an Italian deep fried Oreo, right? What do you mean no?
I
exactly what
didn't
it
do
is.
anything. I was
Cream
blowing
and
my nose.
Blowing your nose. I hope you washed your hands after you touched no food. Anyway, it is, what do we call these?
Cassateddi.
Cassateddi, she said. When you look it up online, it's, what is it?
Cassata.
Cassata. And it's described as an Italian stuffed
Hand pie.
hand pie. Dessert pastry.
The reason why they
All that
call it
stuff.
cassata.
What do they call it? Cassata? Talk loud.
The reason why.
Thousands and millions of people have to hear you.
Alright, the reason why they call it cassateddi is because it's ricotta. Ricotta is, it's one way of saying it's filled with ricotta. Cassata is ricotta cream.
You couldn't have said that when I had the camera on you?
Well, I thought of it now that you said the right way is cassata.
Alright, so Italian Cassateddi, that's it today from Axel's Kitchen. Remember, if you like our channel, please subscribe and check out Axel's Garage. More stuff coming up soon. As always, thanks for watching.